Welcome back to my channel HR Theorist. I am Richa Paul and I am happy to have all of you here for this session. Hello students, and I hope you all are doing great. In my previous video of Hrm Outlook series, we talk about different approaches to industrial relations such as psychological, unitary and Oxford approaches. Today, we will dive into the Karl Marx theory of industrial relations and discuss it in detail. And in the upcoming videos this week, I will cover the remaining approaches too. So let's begin without any delay. Karl Marx theory of industrial relations. First of all, I am giving an introduction about Karl Marx. Karl Marx, a 19th century philosopher, economist and political theorist, had a radical approach in his analysis of society and economics. Through works like the Communist Manifesto and Thus Capital, he criticized the capitalist system and called for revolutionary change. Marx's ideas, known for their radical perspective, have significantly influenced the fields of economics, sociology, and political science. The title of Karl Marx theory is commonly referred to as his radical approach or his radical analysis. Here are key points explaining Karl Marx theory of industrial relations in relation to labor and employers, along with examples. First, imbalance of power and exploitation. Second, theory of surplus value. Third, class struggle. Fourth, collective action and unions. Fifth, critique of capitalism. First, imbalance of power and exploitation. Marx argued that capitalism creates an inherent power imbalance and exploitation between the working class and the capitalist class. Now, let's understand with the case 1. Workers often receive lower wages than the value they produce, with the surplus value going to the capitalist as profit. So, here capitalist denoted as business people. So, now I am explaining the case. In the context of Karl Marx theory, the case suggests that workers in capitalist system may receive wages that are less than the value of the goods or services they produce. This discrepancy arises because capitalists aim to maximize their profit by paying workers a portion of the value they create, while keeping the remaining surplus value for themselves. Essentially, the workers' labor generate more value than they are compensated for, and this surplus value becomes the profit for the capitalist class. So this unequal distribution of wealth is seen by Marx as a fundamental aspect of exploitation within the capitalist system. Now, the second one, or second key point, theory of surplus value. Marx theory states that the value of a worker's labor exceeds the wages they receive. Let's provide a case in relation to surplus value in Indian rupees. A factory worker in India produces goods worth 1000 in a day but receives a wage of rupees 300. The remaining 700 is surplus value extracted by capitalists. In this case, the capitalists pay the worker 300, which represents the wage or compensation for their labor. However, the value of the goods produced by the worker is 1000, meaning the worker has generated 1000 worth of value for the capitalist. The difference between the value produced and the wages received, which is 700 in this case, is the surplus value, that is the additional value that goes to the capitalist as profit. Marx theory suggests that this surplus value is a result of the exploitation of workers' labor within the capitalist system. So the capitalists take a portion of the value produced by the worker as profits, while the worker does not receive the full value of their labor. It's very important to note that the calculation of surplus value is not an accurate formula, but rather a conceptual tool used to understand the dynamics of exploitation and wealth accumulation within a capitalist system. Moreover, it's important to note that this is a simplified example to illustrate the concept of surplus value in Marx theory. The actual dynamics of surplus value extraction can be influenced by many factors such as production cost, market conditions, and wage negotiations. The third one, class struggle. Marx emphasized that the interests of the working class and the capitalist class are fundamentally opposed. Let's consider the third scenario or third case. Strikes, protests, and labor movements represents workers' collective struggle against exploitation and for improved conditions. So there are two key takeaway from this case. First key point, workers often face various forms of exploitation within the capitalist system, such as long working hours, low wages, unsafe working conditions, lack of job security, and limited benefits. Through strikes, workers refuse to work as a way to put pressure on employers and demand better conditions for themselves. The second key point, protest and labor movements also play a significant role in raising awareness about workers' issues and advocating for their rights. So these movements bring together workers, unions, activists, and other supportive individuals or groups to voice their concern and push for changes in labor laws, regulations, and policies. Overall, strikes, protests, and labor movements differ in size and reach from local to global, but they have a significant impact on public opinion, labor policies, and improving working conditions and rights. The fourth key point, collective action and unions. Marx advocated for workers to form unions and engage in collective action to address to enhance their working conditions and to address power imbalances. So let's understand this fourth point with the case 4. Trade unions negotiate with employers on behalf of workers to secure better wages, benefits, and working conditions. Trade unions, according to Marx, provide workers with a platform to collectively bargain with employers. By joining together and presenting a united front, workers can demand better wages, benefits, and improved working conditions. The goal is to counter the exploitation inherent in the capitalist system and seek a fairer distribution of wealth and resources. Again. The fifth and the last, critique of capitalism. Marx theory provides a critical perspective on the capitalist system, highlighting its structural inequalities and exploitative nature. This is the structural inequalities and this is the exploitative nature. And this is the capitalist system. Now, understand this point also with the case 5. Marx's analysis of capitalism helps shape social and political movements advocating for workers' rights and social reforms. Marx's idea about how capitalism works influenced movements that wanted to improve the rights of workers and make society fairer. So these movements fought for things like better wages, safe working conditions, and changes in the way businesses and governments treat workers. They believed that by addressing the inequalities and injustice of capitalism, they could create a better and more equal society for everyone. Overall, it's important to acknowledge that these points offer a broad summary of Marx theory of industrial relations. However, the application and understanding of Marx theory have different in various contexts and time periods, resulting in a wide range of Marxist movements and theories. This, this is the reference I have cited for today's topic. Thank you, students, for being engaged in this discussion. As a management student myself, I understand the significance of presenting management topics and HRM topics in a creative way to enhance the learning process. My goal with this presentation was to provide you with valuable insight. If you have any questions, suggestions, or if there is any management related topic you would like me to explore or cover, please leave a comment below. And please support this educational video by liking, subscribing, and sharing with others who might find it helpful.